So how long did you actually practice as OBGYN until you started where you were like, I'm going to have my own practice?
So 13 years, and then I came out. Fortunately enough, I went to a program for residency that gave me nothing but opportunity to get the skills and the training. You have to have the people that actually will allow you to do the cases and get into those cases, because that's a lot of the problems with like OBGYN residencies, where they don't have the case volume and they don't have enough experience. I was extremely aggressive about getting in every single case, staying late, getting in early. And so I really just started to cultivate a skill of handling very tough fibroid cases from a minimally invasive standpoint. And I just had that whole focus of don't turn down any case. There's nothing that I can't do. Every case I'm going to learn from, and then before you know it, it's like I'm building up all of these really, really difficult cases that nobody wanted to do, and utilizing my experiences and skills for those cases, and then it just started to become routine. So the harder I'd get through it, and then it really just kind of honed in on my skill level.
I think people don't realize also the liability that comes when you're talking about obstetrics, because people forget that you're talking about two people instead of one, compared to whenever you're talking about gynecology, it's usually just the one person and the one part. So I know it's very hard to have that in a teaching environment, because I even know whenever we do like OB rotations, like no one will let the nursing students touch anyone. Can you tell us exactly what a fibroid, how it grows, before we talk about excising it?
So
Like,
a
what
fibroid is
is
a
a
growth,
fibroid?
an abnormal growth of smooth muscle, right? So anytime you have a place where it's smooth muscle, which your uterus is the biggest organ of smooth muscle that you have, there can be abnormal growth of cells. Just like you have calluses on your hand, where they'll grow after you lift weights or whatever. It's kind of similar. The difference is, and not to minimize it, it's that it's responsive to hormones, and it can be responsive to hormones, meaning that they can grow. They can get big or what have you, as opposed to just being there. But they grow on the uterus, and 99.9% of the time they're completely benign, meaning that you can live with these and they're not going to kill you.
So why do some grow
Sure.
so big? And can you do something besides hormone to stop it growing? Or is there something that you can do as a woman to stop fibroids from growing?
So there's some things we know and we don't know. What we don't know is why some women have the propensity to grow these things like quickly and rapidly and very big, and why some women, like I have women right now that have had 2 centimeter fibroids for never grew, never did anything. It just stayed that way. And I can have a woman that started off with a 2 centimeter fibroid, and over 2, 3, 4 years, it grows to a 20, 30, 40 centimeter fibroid. Why that happens, that part we don't know. We do know that growth is stimulated by estrogen, which is the natural hormone that the ovary is producing. What we do know is that there are things that have shown to increase the likelihood of fibroids. Processed foods, meat. We have links to show that, there are women with omnivore diets have a higher rate of fibroid growth. However, the misconception is that every vegan vegetarian woman has no fibroids, and that's false. So the women have genes that code for fibroid growth, and that some women have these abnormal genes, and you can pick them up, and they're going to have the propensity of getting larger fibroids or big fibroid growth. This is still ongoing work. There's not there's not a ton of evidence of showing of taking like some herb or supplement that's going to cause them to regress or cause them to eliminate. A lot of people make those claims, but we do not have factual statistical evidence of someone taking a fibroid tea, an herb, a supplement, sea moss, elderberry, and it's now taking this 10 centimeter fibroid and shrinking it to a 3 centimeter fibroid.